you don't get told no. Like, you're gonna get the yeses, you're gonna get more yeses than nos, and just being able to know that. So I'm excited for that. I know that's gonna come soon.
Angel Reese recently stated on her podcast that she was focused on creating a powerhouse in Chicago. However, with free agents opting to join other teams, the Sky's locker room feels quieter. Chicago's appeal doesn't seem to be as strong as Reese expected. What's behind this change?
But to know that, so I'm excited for that. I know that's gonna come soon.
Picture this.
Is it the front office issues, the aging facilities, or the reality that playing with a self-proclaimed star isn't as appealing as it appears? No all-stars are making their way to Chicago. Could Reese's attempts to recruit be falling short? Let's dive in and see if her star power is starting to dim. Ready? Let's go.
NBA free agency is officially underway, Annie. So when you see these names and the options that the Sky have, what do you think that they're cooking up?
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because Angel and Camilla are very interesting pieces. And when you're talking about, you know, getting the right players in here, there is intrigue when you have young core pieces like that, because you could be part of developing them and developing towards a title contending season. But the reality is the Sky are still very far from that. And so this year, the focus really has to be on getting players in who are going to bridge that gap between this season and next.
Remember when Angel Reese promised to build a super team in Chicago? Well, free agency is underway, and the silence in the Windy City is deafening. Angel's been making her calls, but the response? Nothing but crickets.
So when you see these names and the options that the Sky have,
and when you're talking about, you know, getting the...
With so much star power on the market this offseason, you think at least one all-star would be heading to Chicago, right? Wrong. As the hours ticked by, the silence only deepened. No press conferences, no excited announcements, just Angel left with an empty roster and a lot of unanswered questions.
He is obsessed with you.
I know. I love it
all
here.
the time.
It feels like Baltimore here. I love it here. It does.
Kind of. A little bit. Little DMV action.
Yeah.
But you know, Chicago is a number 3 market in the country.
Really?
It's New York, LA, and then Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago, y'all have everything. I'm not gonna lie, y'all have everything here. Like, it's nothing here that I'm like, oh, I gotta go to a different city for it. Like, everything has been here.
Let's break it down. Kelsey Plum, Jewel Lloyd, Brittany Griner, Alyssa Thomas, and Kelsey Mitchell. Players who could completely transform a franchise. So how many of them are heading to Chicago? None. Maybe you're holding out hope for a last-minute move to save the day. But as the dust settles, one thing is clear. Not a single all-star picked Chicago. Angel's recruitment didn't just miss the mark. It completely backfired.
Angel Reese and Camilla Cardoso, too, have brought relevance to this team that they've desperately needed in a time when, again, if not for them, they'd be completely irrelevant because of the product that they're putting on the floor.
And also make Chicago an attractive spot when you have Angel Reese and Camilla Cardoso right there, 2 bigs that really shined in their rookie season.
Here's where it gets interesting. The Sky front office isn't exactly helping matters. Take Kennedy Carter, their leading scorer, yet they didn't even extend her a qualifying offer. It's almost as if they're actively pushing talent away. And those trade talks? They went nowhere. It's like the moment they heard Angel's name, they sprinted in the other direction.
So, lads, this is not great news, you know, for the Chicago Sky, who are a team that obviously, look, they're rebuilding. This is a team that is 100% rebuilding. The problem is they don't own their pick. So if the Chicago Sky run it back, they're probably not making the playoffs next year. Look, I think there's going to be an improvement from Angel Reese. I think it's going to be an improvement from Cardoso. But that team with no Kennedy Carter, it's going to be real tough to get any offensive power.
Kennedy had an incredible season, says the GM, but with staff and roster changes, her fit was impacted. So we wanted to give her the best opportunity as a free agent. So, what does this mean for Angel Reese, who was supposed to bring all stars to Chicago? It seems like she's leading a parade of one. Why didn't any of them choose Chicago?
Not a good day for the Chicago Sky. Not a good day at all, because we have heard news from the journalist who reports on the WNBA, and because she is not a homer like a lot of the other people, like normally journalists are complete homers for one team. One of the actual credible journalists reported on something. Sky fans aren't happy. They all want her fired.
While Angel Reese was focused on recruiting, the real free agency action was happening elsewhere. Across the league, top players were making moves, leaving Chicago in the dust. So, let's dive into where the Stars actually decided to shine.
Kennedy had an incredible season for us last year, says the GM. She's extremely talented and is a player that can impact the game at the highest level in our league. We absolutely appreciate all she did for our team last year. However, we've made changes to our staff and we'll make changes to our roster. Those changes impact Kennedy's fit on the team, so we wanted to give her the best opportunity as a free agent.
First, Kelsey Plum, after 2 championships with Las Vegas, is heading to Los Angeles, where the Sparks offer a winning culture and strong leadership. Then, Jewell Loyd had the opportunity to return to Chicago, but instead decided to team up with A'ja Wilson in Las Vegas. Ouch.
Angel Reese, did she just run a coach out of town, and is she running a player out of town? Their best shooter out of town? Because Kennedy Carter looks like she's ready to book it out of Chicago.
Brittany Griner is heading to Atlanta, strengthening the Dream's presence in the paint, while Alyssa Thomas is taking her triple-doubles to Phoenix. Both moves make sense: strong front offices, clear direction, and most importantly, no Angel Reese drama.
WNBA, the Seattle Storm are sending Jewell Loyd to the Las Vegas Aces in a blockbuster 3-team trade that moves Kelsey Plum to the LA Sparks. That's according to ESPN. As part of the deal, Seattle receives the 2nd pick in this year's WNBA draft from LA in exchange for the Storm's number 9 pick, while the Aces also receive the 13th pick, a 2nd-round selection from the Sparks.
So, what does this mean? While Angel talked a big game, other teams were making real moves. Not only did these Stars pass on Chicago, but they've also strengthened the Sky's competition. And here's the real sting. Kelsey Mitchell, the scoring machine, just signed a 1-year Supermax deal worth nearly $250,000. But not with Chicago. She's staying in Indiana.
According to WNBA Insider, that Illinois native Jewell Loyd will not be going to Chicago Sky. And obviously, they didn't keep Kennedy Carter. And it's looking like one player, obviously, that's been in Chicago across her careers because of her Illinois roots, is Seattle Storm guard Jewell Loyd.
Talk about the 3 big names you got to know: Alyssa Thomas, Natasha Cloud, Brittany Griner. Let's start with Brittany Griner, joining Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard in Atlanta. Dream team? Brittany Griner was drafted to Phoenix in 2013, so it's kind of about time, and I'm so excited to see what Atlanta turns around this next season, because they really need her. Phoenix is also losing Natasha Cloud and Beck Allen, along with the number 12 pick overall in this year's draft, to Connecticut. Connecticut is giving up the triple-double queen, Alyssa Thomas, and Ty Harris.
Everybody, Kelsey Mitchell here, and I'm a Fever girl again. So to my fans, to the basketball world, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be back. And he's been good to me, and hopefully I could pour in and give the same. So here's to being a Fever girl.